Hi, I'm TR, and this is my mid-century ranch home renovation project.
So I got the first coat on this wall for this patch, and this stuff's sticking really, really good. Of course, I made a heck of a mess. But this is a big, huge hole that I had to fill, and I was thinking I'd probably do 2 or maybe 3 coats. But I got the first coat in here. Like I say, I made a mess, but I'm going to clean that up. Piece of cake. So since it's sticking really well, let's find a putty knife here just to show you. So since it's sticking really well, I mean, you know, that stuff is in there. And so I'm really happy with it. This is not sponsored. Fix It All. Picked it up at Home Depot. About 16 bucks a bag. I've actually filled most of the big chip outs in the living room already. There's one left to do. I'm going to show you that one in detail. And then this one, and there's a couple still left to do in this wall. Very short working time though. This has working time around like 10 minutes. And then it starts to go off or get hard. So I think I'm going to be able to save this wall, not have to pull it out, put sheetrock in. I'm going to take just a quick minute, see if I can sand this, the remnants of the mastic off. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. This is a floor scraper with a stainless steel blade. There'll be a link in the description below. It's also up on my Amazon store. By the way, I do appreciate your Amazon support. And as an Amazon affiliate, I receive a very small commission for your purchase, but you pay the exact same price, and that's very helpful. So basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to take these spots of mastic and I'm going to scrape off as much as I can. Oops. In some cases it's coming right off, in other cases it's being a real schnicker. So what I have here is I have my good old DA, random orbit sander. I've got some 80 grit paper on here, and I'm going to hit these spots and see what we get. So let's go over here, because there's a bunch of bad ones in here, and let's just see what we get. You might notice how dark it is all around this heat vent here. And that's because this house had coal furnace in it at some point. And that's the smoke remnants from the coal furnace. Oh, good little work to do there. All right, let's hit the rest of these spots here. All right, I'm going to get the camera out of here because it's getting really dusty, and so I want to protect it. But I'll come back in a bit and show you the results. So I went to YouTube University, and I did some browsing around trying to find the best solution to patching these walls like this. And I found a guy, a Vancouver carpenter, really great channel. Does funny, his title is Vancouver Carpenter, but he does a hell of a lot of sheetrock work. And I've learned a lot from him. I did sheetrock, you know, in high school, but I never really threw much mud. I got to tape joints, but I never really did anything else. And so my technique probably could use some practice, but I'm going to get through this, trust me. So his solution for this was you could get this stabilizer stuff that you paint on, but he just made his own. And so what he did is he just took some, you know, wood glue and mixed it up. I think he said it was 10 to 1, and so I just been kind of eyeballing it. So I'm just going to throw a healthy amount of glue in here. Just about out. So can you see that? Okay. And we're just going to add a little water. And we're just going to mix it up here with this paintbrush. This is a cheap paintbrush. The link to it on Amazon's in the description below, as well as the glue. And we're just going to mix this up. And if you're wondering, yes, I love cottage cheese, and this is the kind I used to get in Tucson. Shamrock. It's really good stuff. So yeah, I would eat this before it would go bad for sure. All right, so then all you have to do is reposition the camera here. And you just come in here and you just paint the edges. You paint the margin of this busted out spot. And the purpose for that is it helps to glue this down and keep it from coming apart. So we're just going to come in here and we're just going to work this into the margins. And once it starts to get tacky, once the glue starts to get tacky, that's when you go at it with the filler. So you want to pay special attention to the margins. I'm going to go ahead and the filler wants you to wet the field if it's really dry, and this is super dry stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and work this in. We've got another one down here to work on. I'm not going to have enough glue water, so we're going to have to get some more. Make some more. All right, did I have anything else in here? Nope. Okay, so I'm just going to add a bunch of water to that. That'll keep that paintbrush from getting hard for now. I'm going to set this out of the way. I just been soaking that paintbrush in a bucket of water, that cottage cheese container of water, to keep it from getting hard. But now we're going to mix this up some mud, and I'm going to fill in this mess that I really screwed up yesterday. But I left it low so I could add some to it. Our bucket. I'm going to add a little bit of water to the bucket. And keep the bucket from spinning. I'm going to lock it here. Let's see. Come back here. I'm just going to lock my feet on this. Drill's on slow speed. Alrighty, so you can use a bucket or you can use a pan and a knife like this. I like a hawk and trowel. And so let's get this mud out of here. And I'm going to go right over here with this 5-inch knife and do all right. Now feather this back a little bit. All right. think, since it's sort of dragging off, all right, that's not too bad. Did I get all the holes? Got a big old blob right there. Alrighty, so let's see. Since I have a little bit of leftover here, I'm going to use it to fill in the holes on this wall. That's looking good. I think we're out of time on this mud because this really starting to set up, so we need to get our cleanup done. And I'll be back. So there you go, mixing up a batch of that fix-all and repairing some of these major scars in the walls. I've still got some big patches to do. I discovered some other spots that I'm going to need to pick out and get the plaster surface that's failing off and refill those. So I'm going to have to get another bag of the fillet, but I'll pick that up later today once it gets hot. And I'm also trying to do this when it's still fairly cool. It's about 10:30 now, but we're expecting 99 degrees. Of course, I don't have any AC. So that's kind of driving how I'm doing this. The hotter it gets, the faster this stuff's going to set up. All right, well, I think our tools are clean. So I have a link up here in the corner to a playlist of all of the renovation videos in order, from planning up to where we are today. And as the project goes on, that playlist will grow. I expect to be working on this over the next 6 months to a year. And so I've got lots to do. So what I'm doing right now is just doing the things that I need to do before I move in that are easier. I've left the carpets down because I'm using those as a drop cloth. So if you like what you saw, I appreciate that thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Still plenty of videos to come in this series of videos on renovating my mid-century ranch. All of the tools you've seen me use today that it makes sense to get from Amazon, I've got linked in the description below. If I'm using them, then I recommend them. Now, I will caveat that I'm not a professional, so I'm not going to go buy high-end tools. I have a couple of high-end tools. Everything else I'm just going to get by with a reasonable knockoff, like the Spade's Choice that I got from Amazon. I think I got the set of 6 for around 13 bucks. And I mean, you know, they're working okay. But for now, it's time to go. Thanks for watching. I sure do appreciate it. Until we get together again, peace.